Today's topic, and I think I end up saying that many times, is my favorite topic or is a very interesting topic. So, I want to avoid saying that, but it really is, a topic that is kind of like really very close to my heart. And other topics were also close when I said it before starting that talk, and this too is right. And so because I really talk about this a lot whenever I'm working with someone, and these days I have seen that as I start working with a new person, this is one of the first things that I kind of bring forth to them, and I feel that just it's been brought home to me that how important it is. All of us, ultimately, with what we are doing, we are in a quest for happiness. We want to feel very fulfilled. And what I have found is that though we try to find our happiness in, that's how I'm meeting people, that they want to fix their relationships, or they want to, have things going in their work life. So there are issues that people are working with. But what gives us lasting happiness is when we are really connected to our life's purpose. And I feel that's the reason that somehow, without me thinking very consciously or deliberately or deciding something, it has really come to me that even in the first meeting, I will really like to take people into that. What do you think is life's purpose? So as I observe people, as I observe myself, as we are brought up, so it is the conditioning that is given to us is that we must study really hard. Is told to us time and again. Please don't play too much. Study really hard. Have really good manners. You must speak like this. You must be very polite. Or somebody might say that you have to have healthy habits, the right habits. This is mostly what is told to us, and as we grow up, the things that we are supposed to do keeps on adding up, in the sense, oh, you must get married, you must get into this college, and you must get this degree, and you must have children. Your children also must do well. It kind of never ends. So I feel like, and all of us are striving all the time to do the best possible job there. Like, goal in life, my mom should be happy. Are you happy with me, mom? Kind of like it, we keep striving, and it kind of like never happens that this is done now. They're really happy with me. Like, I got it all figured out. My job is doing great. I'm married. I have my children. My children are doing well. It's all said. Are you happy now? So I really feel like, of course, these things are important. It's very important that, I have a good job which is paying me well, or I have good relationships. It's not that they don't matter. Of course, they matter. But are they the thing? Are they what we are here for? So, if I don't get married, so I'm not a success. Or if I can't hold a job, so I'm not a success. Or my relationship is not working, so I'm a failure. Is that why? Is that the thing that I've come for? And so I feel that to find lasting happiness, or to have a deep connection to ourselves, it's very important to ask this very important question, that what is the life's purpose? So as I have explored regression therapy, and I feel that becomes like a great tool to understand what could be life's purpose. And whatever I express here is my opinion, and you are free to take or leave whatever resonates with you or doesn't. Because I feel that if I were to dictate that purpose to you, I would be doing the same thing as your parents have done. No, 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 no. It's not the job thing, It's this. So I would be doing the same thing. So what I will be sharing is my own exploration of where I reached, and where I could feel that, yes, this makes real sense to me, and what to me meant having a purpose or being on purpose is. Yeah. So So when we like study, for example, we study so there's so many studies on when people are taken into life between life stage, when they are between uh, they've died in one life and they've not been born in another, and they're between this stage, and that's of course open to question that whether it exists or not. But what that data suggests is that we plan our own lives, right? And we decide on certain challenges that we want to have in this life. Yeah, we decide on who is going to be our partner, who's going to be our spouse. And so when we see that person, we feel that this is it. And then later we feel like, "Ah, what went wrong here? Like, how did I feel that?" So there was also a part of my life plan to walk that path there. So I'm saying that something of our purpose can come from what is decided in the life between life stage, as in what I have to learn, what I have to master, what I have to go through. So, what we observe in the regression studies is that there are patterns that many of us are going through in life after life, right? So, that pattern could be being stuck in anger and taking a revenge, or having that kind of relationship in which there is a lot of anger, and in which one person becomes the perpetuator in one life, and in another the other person is the perpetuator. So that cycle keeps repeating. So that I have observed, it happens with many of us that we are stuck in one or the other pattern. It could be of loss, it could be of betrayal. So whatever we repeatedly suffer in this life, it's many times it is coming from many lives before. And I feel then it becomes really very important for, I feel that could be like one of the designated purposes of that life, in which we are supposed to let go of that pattern. So how would we know that we have let go of that? So that pattern will stop repeating. So if I have a pattern that I'm betrayed again and again, okay, so it's like people cheat on me, they lie to me. So when I have been able to work through that pattern, so working through would mean maybe working through meditation, maybe working through sessions on regression therapy, maybe working on introspection, maybe working with a neutral person who can help us look into these things. Yeah. So when we are able to drop that pattern, it will stop repeating in our lives. And I feel that is one of the purposes that we are here. What is this pattern that this, my soul has been carrying? So I am this energy conglomeration who is called by this name this time and would be another name another time. And what are these, the so called entanglements that this energy conglomeration is carrying? And I feel that one of the purposes is to let go of that. And in terms of relationships, when we are able to come to a feeling of like unconditional love and forgiveness, regardless of what the other person has done, I feel we would have fulfilled one of the life purposes. So there is disharmony with one person, but I am able to come to a place where I no longer feel any resentment. I could observe the person might be doing the same things, and I'm able to observe that, gosh, doing the same thing again. But that emotional response ceases to happen inside of me. I just observe. Rather, sometimes with understanding, one can be like, oh, it's like I just feel affection towards that. And there is no anger which brews up, right, of them doing the same thing. So, coming to that place within me of love and forgiveness, I feel that's another purpose why we are here, right? Third is learning. And so different people look at it in different ways, and there are different teachers who look at things in a different ways, and some agree and some don't agree to it. And these are just my opinions. I think that learning is one part, And learning, we are learning qualities. Okay, so sometimes we are learning patience. Okay, so something is not working out, not working out, not working out, but it could just be teaching me patience, or I could be learning another quality of forgiveness. So there could be I've designed my life like that, that there would be so many people coming in, or this one person hurting me again and again. So what I had to learn was forgiveness. So certain quality, so based on our whatever our experiences are in life, we can come to this understanding, which would be a personal understanding of what is that quality that I need to learn in this lifetime. So what happens to us is that we get very caught up with the behavior of the other. So it's about like, why is this person doing it to me? Right? And if we kind of like have a larger picture view of this, sometimes we'll find that we are the ones who requested their souls that please keep bothering me in this lifetime so that I can just learn to be calm. No matter what the external circumstances, I can just be calm. So, I ask them. But when we are born into a state of amnesia. So, in that state, we forget what is it that we planned for in this lifetime. And so, it's very unpalatable to us what the life is offering us. Why is this person around me again? Right? So, so then because we have forgotten, we are in that state of amnesia. So, it doesn't make sense to us and it really bothers us. Right? Whereas it all makes sense. Okay? So I feel that's really a great perspective to have. Even if all of this was false, I would still say I would feel better thinking like that, rather than thinking that why is this person doing this and why am I stuck with this person? Yeah, kind of makes sense to me. Okay? So then I feel the fourth thing could be that, sometimes we come to teach, we have come to be of service, right? So when I was thinking about what would it mean if I were to say that I'm connected to the larger purpose. So even with what we were talking about in this last few minutes, they are personal goals. So if I'm talking about my relationships, if I'm talking about my work life, if I'm talking about this person bothering me, it's very personal. It is very confined to my own identity, right? How do I connect to something which is like bigger than me? And I feel that sometimes when we have sorted through our own thing, like my own issues or my own issues with my spouse or my in-laws or whatever, and then we come to this larger purpose of when we connect to something bigger than us, right? And I feel like how would I define what would that purpose be? So from what I reflected on, I feel that purpose is the larger purpose, the higher purpose is usually selfless, right? It's not confined to my narrow needs. It's not confined to my narrow gains, right? So it's not about, okay, so how much money can I earn through this? So the higher purpose is not about how much money. It wouldn't be about how much fame. So it's not connected to my own selfish interests. They might come along with it. Like many of the teachers who have lived on purpose, I feel people like Wayne Dyer, people like Louis Hay, they became so famous and they became so rich. So it could come as a part of it, but it doesn't. That act doesn't start from it. So I am trying to earn money and I'm trying to do something. I wouldn't say that we are exploring life's purpose. We are probably doing a job. Okay, so that living on higher purpose is selfless for one. Okay, then it's expansive. It's big. So when we are connected to life's purpose, what would happen that many doors will open for us. many synchronicities will happen, things will fall into place. So when you are in sync with the intent of the universe, so what happens is that your path is facilitated. So that is one sign that you are living on purpose. Okay. Living on purpose is something which is as abstract, it is subtle. It's not, oh, I do this and I'm on purpose, right? So it kind of, I feel that it kind of makes sense in the retrospect. Okay? So I walk through the doors which open for me. Like all of this is very abstract, as you see. I walk through the doors which open for me, and then I look back and I see that it's all made so much sense. So when we are living on purpose, so it's not a goal that we are after, right? Okay, so living on purpose, it might be like, it seems to us that it's such a great thing to help people. So maybe if we are helping people, we are donating a lot or we're doing a lot of things like that, right? So it would, okay, maybe I'm living on purpose. But I really feel that when we are on purpose, the present moment is so satisfying that there is nowhere to reach. It's not that we are looking for an end in sight. The end may happen, so another person might get benefited, or we are of service for someone. And definitely, when we are on purpose, it is uplifting for not one people, but it is uplifting for many. That can happen, but even that is not the goal. So when we are in that moment, we know that it is the right thing. Okay, so no person outside of you can tell you that, oh, it might, okay, this might seem like the thing for you. At most, anybody can say that to you, but you are the one person who can tell that, oh, when I'm doing this, it just makes so much sense to me. It just feels so right to me. So it feels true, it feels right, it happens easily because the universe will help you. So we don't have to struggle to be on purpose. Yes, when we are struggling, then probably we are going against the flow, right? So all of these, which are in line with the universe, they always happen very easily for us. Yeah. So, uh, so I feel that it would vary for every person what that purpose would be. Like I was just thinking before this talk, and I was thinking that for someone, he could have a specially abled relative, and their purpose might be to take care of them, and that would be it. That just one person, and there would be another person, and whose purpose might be that they are maybe just serving food in a restaurant, but they're just serving it with so much love that any person coming in contact with them is uplifted. That person is maybe just a waiter, right? So I am saying that the purpose doesn't have to be this big. When I say expansive, I see expansive as a feeling inside. I don't say as in scale. I'm not talking about scale at all. Okay. So because in terms of when we look at the soul, so what a person is doing feeding thousands, and what another person is doing, so he has just one chapati at home, right? And he sees a hungry person and he shares half of it with another person. So that person might also be on purpose, and the one feeding thousands is also on purpose, right? So it's very important how we feel when we are on our purpose doing a thing, how to connect to it. I feel one of the processes would be to connect to ourselves, right? And meditation is a great way of doing that. It's very important to first come into love and acceptance of ourselves. Okay, so if I am not, like I said to you, that it's so important to work through our entanglements. rather than to be just fixated even with this idea that, okay, how can I serve the world, for instance. Yeah. So I feel that process has to be when we, okay, we have that intent of connecting to our purpose. I feel really, firstly, we have to come into complete love and acceptance of ourselves, of being at peace with ourselves. Okay. I would say that following a practice like meditation is really very important, because what would happen is that with meditation, we can really connect to this whole vast field of energy. Okay. So, one source of information for us is the thoughts that we are thinking. What happens when we meditate is that we connect to the energy in the universe and the information which is so vast, we connect to it. So, in silence, it's, we can call it intuition, we can call it just insights which come to us. Many times we connect to those insights. So I would say that meditation would be a great process to come to life's purpose. I would say when we are moving towards life's purpose, it would be so important for us to be completely unhurried, so it doesn't become an ego trip that, gosh, I have to do this. It's in my list. Let me just take it out. Finished, done. So it's like there is a humility and there is a letting go which has to happen. There is an openness which has to happen. It is not an ego trip, right? So it's not about something that, okay, done, right? And we let go and we let it flow and we ride the wave, right? So meditation would become very important. Our attitude of humility, our attitude of openness becomes very important. Our attitude of patience becomes very important, right? When we are open to cues which are coming to us. So whenever we place this intent, I feel that one of the exercises that we can also do is to start. So I place this intent now by attending this talk today, listening to this. You have placed this intent in the universe that I want to connect to my life's purpose. So you can start with maybe jotting down your dreams. So as you sleep, just keep a journal with you and a pen with you. And when you wake up, write down the dreams, whatever you can remember, the first thing you do when you wake up. So dreams are also a way to assess that insights and information. And many times it's given in a cryptid manner, but it is there, encrypted manner, right? So writing down the dreams would be very important. Meditating would be very important. Another thing would be of reflecting on what kind of a person I am. What are the qualities that I have? Because your life's purpose will definitely be connected to it. It's not going to be something in isolation of you. It's going to be something which is in inclusive of you, which includes you, which flows from you. Like I love talking to people, I love listening people, right? So that is what my work is. That is what I enjoy most doing, right? It has to be connected to who you are, okay? Like somebody might enjoy music so much, somebody might enjoy pottery so much, so our life's purpose is based on who we are. So to reflect on what kind of a person I am, what are the skill sets I have, what is it that I enjoy doing so much, would help us to connect to our life's purpose, right? And uh, definitely life's purpose is not something which is boring. So it's like something which we completely enjoy doing. It's very whole. So it doesn't have, doesn't have to be a scale of it. So there could be someone who can talk to someone and have that sense of humor, and my life's purpose could be this only, that I was walking across this person and I just spoke to this person for 2 minutes. I don't know what it shifted for them, right? But it could be, right? I'm saying so it becomes very important to be aligned and aware to who we are as a person. Somebody could be an introvert. They might not like interacting with people, right? Or they might be writing poetry. And so their way of connecting to the world would be through poetry. And somebody reads it and they are uplifted by the words that, that have been written. So I feel a bottom line is also this, that living on purpose is always uplifting for others also. By default, it will be uplifting for them because we are not operating out of my own selfish goals. So it's not as, oh, you know what, I'm living on life's purpose, like, look at me. Yeah, it's not that. So whatever we are doing, it'll help other people. So my painting could uplift someone, my music could uplift someone. You know, I feel another thing would also be that I am connected to the world, right? When I say loving and accepting myself, then it's also so important about what is my attitude towards the world. You know, so many times we are so much in distrust of the world, we are so much in fear of the world, you know. So when we are so disconnected from the world outside, from the people that we meet, who are we going to uplift? We have so many judgments against the people that we meet or people that are around, you know. This group of people is like that group of people is like that. So many prejudice we have, right? Okay, so they're also a way of feeling superior or trying to stay safe. So when we have all of those emotional limitations within ourselves, how would we be able to connect to the world? How will we connect to our purpose? So loving and accepting myself, and then coming to love and acceptance for the world, right? So there is like so much love inside of you that it flows outwards. So it has to start from you. It's like charity begins at home. First of all, first would be coming to love of myself. And then it would be flowing outwards. So then you are operating out of love. You're not operating out of distrust. So you see that your own attitude towards the world would become so important, right? So we fail to even accept, like, I feel maybe that's the most difficult part on how our near and dear ones are. ठीक है, दुनिया को एक्सेप्ट करना तो शायद उससे आगे होगा. So accepting them as they are, like, okay, let's start at home. Okay, and accepting doesn't mean condoning abusive behavior. Sometimes our near and dear ones are emotionally abusive. We say no to them, but accepting is an attitude within myself. Okay, so it's like, okay, so they are as they are, and that's okay. So my outer behavior has to be of respect towards myself, but inside me, I can have that acceptance for them and for the world. Okay, so I feel that letting go of these encumbrances, when we are able to let go of them, then we are able to connect to something bigger. Otherwise, we are living in fear and we are very confined and we are very narrow. We are probably safe, but we are probably bored and we're probably very limited, right? So we have to open ourselves up. We have to become vulnerable. We have to let ourselves be vulnerable. We have to let ourselves take risks. We have to let ourselves try new things. When we experience different new things also, sometimes we have led such a limited life that we haven't tried so many things. So when we have not tried, it would be very important for us to try different things. And maybe there would be, especially if we haven't found something which makes so much sense to us. Yeah, so then it would be so important to try different things and to put ourselves into new places so that we can connect to something new, right? I feel that even if this question has come and even if you are interested in hearing about it, it's great, because then I am beginning to think beyond myself, right? And when you're ready for that, you would be facilitated, you would be helped to connect to that. Yeah. So I feel that this is kind of like a subtle process, and as you stay open to it, it will definitely happen for you. Yeah. So I think that is all that I wanted to share, and I can just check if I have missed something. Yeah, I think I have mentioned everything. So I think so. I will end this talk. I will stop this talk now, and I will be open to any questions which you might have.